Right. Let's go ahead and come right into child's pose. Props for today you probably can do without, but you'll know your body better for this hip opening practice. And I am gonna show a frog variation using a bolster. So grab those as you may or may not need. But for now, knees wide, hips back, and this is a place where you might need that support behind your hips. And just try to melt down as much as your body allows with whatever support you might need from outside objects. And then just go to the breath. Inhale, feeling the expansion like a balloon, front and back, side to side. Exhale, feel it deflate. Inhale slowly through the nose. Exhale slowly through the nose. Take a little inventory as you can continue the breathing practice. How's the body feeling overall? Hopefully, as a result of you making this time to be here to complete this, you'll feel better at the end than when you started. As a result of moving with your breath, but also if you feel like you just have tight, restricted hips. And throughout those conscious poses that we'll do today, it won't only open your hips, but also open up and release in other areas. Just remember, everything is a little bit interconnected. Also see a shift in our energy just as a result of this intention of being here. So on the next exhale, start to rise up and out of child's pose, making your way into a tabletop position. Knees under hips, hands under shoulders. I apologize if I sound like I have a runny nose or Zoom today, because I do, and it's annoying. So from this tabletop position, I want you to curl your toes under. I want you to spread your fingers out and connect your finger pads. And you're gonna just hover the knees off the ground into this nice bear plank. So pull front body to back body solidly, but try to slide the shoulders away from the ear. Feeling the length from the crown of your head right down through your tailbone. Stretching that tailbone out a little bit. Feel the flatness in the sacrum and the lower back, like you could set a glass of water there and you're not gonna. And then from there, lift right up into downward facing dog. Pull those hips back. Again, pulling the shoulders down, hugging the armpits in a little bit, and then just drop one heel towards the floor. Keep the other heel up for a nice little calf stretch. Go ahead and switch to the other side. And now bring that second foot into the calf stretch, pulling both heels towards the floor as you lift up and back, spreading the fingers out, connecting the finger pads. Feel the length from the side of the body, through the arms, and all the way down the body. Inhale, lift the heels nice and high. Exhale, let them go to the floor. Inhale, lift up nice and high. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. One more. And then go ahead and walk feet to hands coming towards the front of your mat. You're going to take it into a few warm-up sun salutations. Fold here and just turn your head a little bit side to side. Nice forward fold. In place of the full chaturanga today, we're going to use a high to low plank, so doing a push-up, and then we're going to go right into downward dog. We're just going to bypass the upward dog today, not for any particular reason, just to try something different. So go ahead and walk your hands up your thighs, coming in to mountain pose, your hands at heart center. Take a moment to set your intention, completing the phrase, I am. And then from there, we're gonna flow. Inhale, reach it up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, step back and down to tabletop. Exhale, float those hips back to heels. Inhale, bring it back to tabletop, curling the toes under, and exhale, lift to downward dog. Stay for the breath. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, move forward. Step, walk or hop. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold again. We're going to repeat this one more time. So inhale, rise all the way up. Extended mountain pose this time. Little baby back bend. Exhale and fold. Inhale, halfway lift. And fold. Step back to high plank. Not high plank, excuse me, tabletop. And exhale, float the hip back. Inhale, pull yourself back to tabletop. Exhale, lift to downward dog. Stay for the breath. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, move forward. Halfway lift. And fold. Going into those sun A's. No upward dog here. So inhale, reach up, reach back. Exhale, fold, but always working on that push up. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Step, walk, or hop back to high plank. Exhale, lower down for the push-up. Inhale, push back to the top, nice and strong. Exhale, lift to downward dog. Stay for the breath. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, move forward. Halfway lift. And fold. One more time with that. Inhale, reach. Lengthen, little baby back bend. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. And fold. Step walker, hop back, high plank to low plank for that push-up as you breathe out. And then press it back up as you inhale. And then exhale back to downward dog. And we breathe. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, move forward. Halfway lift. And fold. Way into the sun B for 1 repetition. Inhale, rise up, reach up. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift, get really long here. Exhale, melt it down. Step walker, hop back to high plank. Push up, down, nice and level. Push back up, and then lift into downward dog. From here, bend the knees, step 1 foot forward, plant the back heel on the ground, and rise into warrior 1. Sinking into that lunge, pressing through the back leg, feel the stretch in the hips. Exhale, hands to floor, step back, do that push up, down, up, and then come to downward dog. Bend the knees, step the other foot forward, plant the heel, rise into warrior 1 on this side. Press into that back leg, feel that hip open. Release, hands to floor. Another push up, down, up, and then lift to downward dog. Stay for the breath. Try to really lift the hips up, pull them back, feeling that stretch on the back side of the body. Opening the back of the pelvis, right? Still part of that hip region that we're really trying to open, expand. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, move forward. Halfway lift. And fold. Inhale, rise and reach. And exhale, right to center. So the first leg that you took back for the warrior 1, you're going to take that same leg back, take a big giant step back, and then you're going to open up the hips here a little bit. You're going to straighten both legs. We're going to come into triangle pose. So the back heel is down. The foot is kind of positioned however you need it to be able to kind of keep the hips stacked as we come into triangle. So extend the arms up, reach forward as you inhale. When you can't go any further, drop that hand towards your shin, maybe towards the floor, maybe a yoga block behind the foot. Reaching the other arm up and you're trying to open back, shoulder stacked, almost like you're like a piece of bread in a toaster and you don't have to touch those top braids, right? Reach up through that top arm, pull the hip crease back on that bottom leg, and see if you can reach up a little higher and then reach back a little bit. You want that front leg to be a little bit bent. It's really easy to lock out the front leg here. Pull just a little bit longer, looking great. And rise up. You're going to turn towards the long side of your mat. So both toes now are coming inward. And then we're going to come into wide forward fold. So hands to hips, hinge, soften the knees. And then from here, I want you to walk your hands forward, pulling your hips back, feeling a nice big stretch up the side body and down the back body. Let's walk it in, rise up. You can bring hands to hips. And then we're just gonna pivot the foot, the other foot in front now. Increase the arms up to shoulder height. Inhale as you reach forward, 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 and then exhale down. Notice how it feels on this side. Front leg is a little bit bent. Reach up. Reach a little bit back. Pull back in the hip crease of the bottom leg. Front hip. And then rise. You're going to release the arms, turn that foot in, and then you're going to heel toe your feet in, coming back to the front of your mat, and then bring your feet out to the edges of your mat or a little bit wider if you need to. We're going to drop down into Malasana, yoga squat, deep yoga squat, and then we're going to tip forward into crow. So let's start with the squat. The crow is optional. You can stay in squat. Pull the stomach right in. See if you can bring the knees or the elbows to the inside of the knees. And then try to just move around here wherever you're at in this position. Try to just shift a little bit side to side. Knowing that we're going into crow, if you're going to try that, if you're really close to the front of the mat, you might want to back up a little bit. And if you're going to try crow, if it's part of your practice, I want you to plant your hands, fingers wide, finger pads connected. Start to lift the hips, but still staying in a little bit of a squat position. But you want to be able to tip forward, bring the knees high on the triceps. And so maybe this is your crow. You just get those knees on your triceps. Hollow out your abs. Your toes are still on the floor, but if you want, try and lift one and then maybe the other, staying connected to that deep core. And hold. And breathe. And then lower back down. And then we're going to come to seated position. Just a little practice. You can totally do this. So butterfly position. Bottom of the feet together. Pull the sit bones back. Lengthening through the back as we just hold here. This is our peak position for that first half of practice, that crow pose and that squat. As we sit here, we bring that energy down a little bit into some longer stretches in a still position. A great time to Reconnect back into your breathing. Long and slow in, long and slow out. Releasing the butterfly position, we're going to come into a 90-90 position. So you're going to have one leg in front, 90 degrees or as close as you can get. One leg behind, 90 degrees. Find what works for you. From there, we're going to focus on that front leg. We're going to lengthen up, and then we're going to fold over that front leg. Trying to draw both knees of the front leg, knee of the back leg, keeping them active, drawing towards the floor. You want to find the most comfortable position here so you can get as much from this stretch as possible. Feel like you're really struggling, you want to use some sort of assistance to be able to focus more on the stretch than the fold. Find what feels good. So let's walk ourselves back up to a nice tall position in the torso. And then we're just going to turn towards the back leg and hold here. Now you might feel that knee of the front leg start to pop up, but you want to be active with it, trying to keep it down towards the floor. And then gently release. We're going to swing that back leg around to the front. And then take the front leg, bring it to the back. Start the process all over again. So take some time to organize through the torso, drawing the knees down, and then float yourself forward over that front leg, whatever that means for you here. Get long. Again, being a nice active observer of your body. How is this feeling? How has your body evolved just since the time we started this practice? You're thinking, I don't even know what I felt like at the beginning versus now. That may suggest that you want to be a little more present in your body, especially during your workouts. Table all of those other thoughts still and responsibilities. They'll always be there after your workout. So let's rise up and rotate towards the back leg. Just hold here. And let's gently release. Go ahead, kind of lean out of that so you can loosen up that back leg, swinging it around to front, only for us then to transition into the hero pose, which is the kneeling pose. So this is another place where you might feel like you need to place something underneath your hips, really feel a little tight in the knees. And always just keep your palms on the floor too if you need. You can curl your toes under, whatever. So many options. Pause here for a moment. Acknowledge the work that you've done so far. The work that you're doing to do the rest of this practice. And let's go ahead and bring the hands down to your mat. As you lift the hips, curl the toes under, and then lift yourself up into a ragdoll position. So a ragdoll position is more of that extended position. We're not halfway lifting, but we're not melting our chest towards our legs. Might have your fingertips towards the floor. Torso is long. And then we're going to walk ourselves in. A little bit of balance here. So we're going to inhale. Sweep the arms overhead, coming into eagle pose. You're going to exhale, drop the right arm underneath the left, finding that expression that works for you, whether the palms come together or not. Maybe you're just giving yourself a hug here. Feel a little stretch in the back. Sitting down into the legs and lifting the right leg over the left. So hugging ankle towards calf. Squeezing those thighs together, lift the arms as you try to sit a little deeper into the hips. Feel the back body very open. And then start to unwind. Reach the arms overhead. And then take the left arm under the right. Left leg over the right. This will be our peak pose for the second half of our practice. Whirling all of those chakras into a new, more balanced state. If you felt a little unbalanced to start with anywhere, lift the arms, try to sit a little bit lower if you can, squeezing those legs together. And then gently rise and unwind. We're going to do one more on each side, a little bit shorter. So right arm under left. See how the position changes for you the second time as you bring right leg over left. Rise and sit. And then release and go right into the other side. Left under right, left leg over right. and release. Inhale the arms up, exhale right back to center and make your way into tree pose. So anchor down through one leg, pull the foot up wherever it will land with the other. And with this, you want to think about pressing the foot into the leg, whether it's the calf or the thigh, and pressing that leg into the foot. Once you're nice and steady, go ahead and grow your branches however you choose. Rooting down through that standing leg, rising up your arms. Pulling the knee back on the foot that's lifted into the leg. And then gently release. Let's go to the other side. This is a one and done pose. Root down and rise up. Gently release and come to the front of your mat. Inhale, reach up, extend back. Exhale and fold. Halfway lift. Fold back down. Stepping back into high plank. And then just bringing one leg forward, landing in pigeon pose. Figure four is another option for pigeon on your back. Something isn't working for you in this position. In a yoga block, under that stretching hip is another great option. Coming down onto your forearms if that feels good. Trying to feel the levelness in both hips, not leaning off into the stretching side more than the lengthening side. But feeling that nice opening of the hip with the leg that's lengthened. You're going to gently roll off to the side, loosen up the back leg, and swing it around to the front, bringing it on top of the bottom leg for double pigeon now. If double pigeon is not available to you, what you can do with the bottom leg is just straighten it out and then keep the other leg crossed above that leg, or you can just bring it to the inside of the extended leg, depending on how tight those hips are. So pick what works best. And then depending on where you're at, you might have the availability to then just fold a little bit forward. That top leg is the one that's really getting the stretch right. go ahead and release from here and make your way into downward facing dog. Spread things out and then go ahead and inhale, float forward to high plank, and then bring the other leg forward for pigeon on this side. Or maybe put a block underneath your hip to give you a little bit more support. The other thing with pigeon, if you get into this position and if it feels like, okay, yeah, I can do this, no big deal, whatever. The progression in this position would be then trying to pull that stretching leg straight across the body. If it is going more towards the groin, the foot is going more towards the opposite side groin, and this feels like an easy stretch for you, you want to pull that foot away from the groin so it's coming more straight across your mat. Then you will feel a deeper stretch. Let's go ahead and tip off to the side to loosen up the back legs. Wing it around, taking that double pigeon or some variation of double pigeon on this side. Into the position. Once you're there, you have the space to be able to fold a little forward. By all means, use that. Gently rise and release. All right, so frog pose. So you've got a couple options for frog. You can always do it against the wall with your legs in a wide V. You can do it in a wide V seated, kind of reaching forward or using a bolster if you have it. Or for our full frog, you're coming onto your knees. Your toes are pointed out. You're walking your knees out. From there, you're on your hands or down on your forearms. And this is where I wanted to show the bolster. You can come down onto your bolster with your chest for a little extra support, which then takes the tension out of the arms and the shoulders. So pick whatever option works for you. is one that sometimes warrants a little extra support on the inside of the knees. So if you're feeling some tension there, know that you can give yourself some more support either by rolling your mat under or if you have some sort of smaller cushion. And gently start to rise up on out of that. And try to pull your chest a little forward to release that hold on the knees so you can then start to sort of walk your knees in. From here, we're going to move down onto our back. Coming into happy baby next, just a little short one. Expression of that. Whether your feet are up high or you're down low, more in the dead bug position, whatever you're doing, try to lengthen the sacrum and the tailbone out on your mat. You want to activate in and down through your deep core muscles to be able to do that. Maintaining that position with your sacrum and your low back, go ahead and gently release the happy baby coming into Supta Baddha Konasana with the feet together, the knees open, your arms right out of your side. From there, let's straighten the legs out for our final Shavasana. These fleeting moments allow the body to absorb all that you just did for it. Start to wiggle the toes a little bit, just really gently. Bring a little movement to the feet and the hands. Then go ahead and reach the arms overhead. Be mindful of what might be over your head that you might run into. And then bring knees to chest. Hug. Rolling onto one side. Taking that last momentary pause. Acknowledge yourself for getting here, participating in this practice, doing your body good. And then push yourself up to seated position. Inhale, breathe in, reach the arms up. Exhale, lower to heart center. Going back to that intention you set at the beginning of class. Acknowledge it, reaffirm it, or maybe you're setting a different intention for the rest of your day. Bring your hands up to the third eye. Blink those eyes open and bow together to one another in Namaste. Excellent work.